Hey, welcome. Today we're going to tackle a skill that can seriously change the game for you in university. Note-taking. Yeah, I know. But we're going to transform it from something you dread into your most powerful secret weapon for success. All right, let's jump right in. So if you've ever sat in a university lecture, you know that feeling, right? It's like trying to drink from a fire hose of information, and you're just scrambling to catch every single drop. It can feel totally overwhelming. But trust me, you are not the only one feeling that way. But what if you had the right tools for the job? In this explainer, we're going to open up a whole toolkit of proven methods. And listen, the goal here isn't to find the one single best method. No way. It's about finding the method that's best for you, for your brain, and for your different classes. So first up, let's talk about our first note-taking personality, the architect. This one's for all of you out there who just love order, logic, and a good, clear structure. You know, you're the type who likes to build your understanding block by logical block. And you know what? There's a really good reason for this. Structure isn't just about being tidy. It's actually a shortcut to understanding something on a much deeper level. When your notes click into place, the ideas do too. Okay, so the absolute cornerstone for any architect has to be the legendary Cornell method. The genius of this thing is that it's not just about taking notes, it's a system for creating your own personal study guide while you go. It's brilliant. So how does it actually work? It's a super simple four-step process. First, you just divide your page into those sections. During the lecture, you're only focused on that big main column. Just get the notes down. Then, and this is so important, after class, you go back and pull out keywords or questions in that skinny column on the left. And finally, you wrap it all up by writing a quick 1 or 2 sentence summary at the bottom. See? That forces you to rethink and process everything you just heard. Now, 2 more awesome tools for you architects out there are the outline and sentence methods. The outline method is probably what you think of. Headings, subheadings, bullet points. It's perfect for a subject like history that has a really clear logical flow. The sentence method, though, that's your secret weapon for those super fast-paced lectures where you just need to get one fact after another down on the page without worrying about how they all connect just yet. And for any class where you're constantly comparing and contrasting ideas, like, say, biology, the charting method is an absolute game changer. When you organize the information into columns like this, you can literally see the relationships and the patterns jump right off the page. It makes everything so much clearer. Okay, but what if all that structure and all those straight lines just feel kind of restrictive? What if your brain doesn't work that way? Well, then you might just be our second archetype, the artist. This is for all you visual learners out there who think in pictures, colors, and connections. And the number one tool in the artist toolbox has got to be mind mapping. You start with one big idea right in the middle of the page, and then you let everything else just branch off from there. You use colors, little drawings, keywords. It's less about capturing every single word and way more about mapping out how all the ideas are actually connected to each other. It really unlocks your creative brain. And there are a couple of other cool visual tools worth knowing. Concept mapping is a lot like mind mapping, but with one key difference. You actually write on the lines connecting the bubbles to explain how they're related. Then you've got flow-based notes, which are amazing for those messy, exciting seminar discussions. You just forget about structure and capture the energy and ideas as they fly around the room. All right, finally, let's meet our third archetype, the thinker. Now, the thinker isn't happy just writing things down to remember them later. Nope, their goal is true, deep, unshakable understanding, and they get there by boiling everything down to its simplest, most fundamental parts. So, let me ask you something. How do you really know you understand a topic? Like, truly get it? It's not about just memorizing a definition from a textbook, right? It's something way deeper. And that leads us to the thinker's secret weapon. It's called the Feynman technique. And honestly, this is way more than just a note-taking method. It's a whole philosophy for learning. You pick one concept, and then you try to explain it out loud in the simplest possible terms, like you're talking to a little kid. The second you get stuck, or the second you have to use a complicated piece of jargon, bam, you've found a hole in your knowledge. And get this, that's not a failure, that's a huge win, because now you know exactly where to go back, review, and simplify your explanation until it's crystal clear. Okay, so you've used one of these awesome methods, and you've taken some killer notes. High five. But hold on, you're only halfway there. Now, we gotta make sure all that amazing information actually sticks in your brain for when you need it, like on an exam. And let's just be really clear about something. You can have the most beautiful, color-coded, perfectly organized notes in the entire world,
But if they just sit in your notebook and collect dust, they're basically useless. The real magic always happens in the review.
So how do you review the right way? 2 words, active recall and spaced repetition. Active recall means you stop just passively reading your notes. Instead, you cover them up and force your brain to pull the information out from memory. It's like a workout for your brain. And spaced repetition is just smart. Instead of cramming, you review your notes at longer and longer intervals. That signals to your brain, hey, this stuff is important, don't forget it, and it locks it into your long-term memory.
Whew! We have covered a lot of ground, right? We've met the architect, the artist, and the thinker. But now comes the most important part of all, figuring out how to put this all together into a system that actually works for you. And if you remember just one thing from all of this, let it be this. The absolute best note-taking method in the world is the one you'll actually stick with. A perfect system is worthless if you hate using it. The best one is the one that feels good, that's kind of fun, and that you'll do consistently, day in and day out.
So, here's my challenge to you. Go experiment. Seriously, try the Cornell method in your history class, and try mind mapping in your biology class. Mix and match them. Maybe you take messy, flow-based notes in class and then organize them into a neat chart later that night. Check out some digital apps. And just remember, this is a skill. The more you practice, the better you're going to get.
So I'll leave you with this one last thought. After all this, when you walk into your next lecture, what are you going to try? What's that first page of new, powerful, and effective notes going to look like? The adventure is all yours. Go make it happen.